It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Hello and welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Josh, and you're listening to a podcast where we take listener questions down to a special room in the basement.
Yeah,
Did you
and
guys...
in the room there's a car battery, and it's got all those necessaries for
They did like the wire that you run around over the ears, like in Three Kings. You guys remember that scene in Three Kings?
What are you guys talking about?
From a car battery.
Yes, and also there's a syringes and different there's
like from Conspiracy
saw.
Theory.
Yes.
And there's also waterboarding, like from
What?
Christopher Hitchens.
Yes, waterboarding from Christopher Hitchens.
Remember when he did that?
When he did that for
he said
3
it wasn't
seconds.
He said it wasn't a big deal, and then they said, "Well, let's do it to you."
Do it.
But sorry,
And he was like, "Actually,
I'll do
this
it."
is kind of,
I mean,
he did do it. To his credit,
Dude,
he did
he did it,
but
and
he did also
ups.
freak
he
out.
freaked out within seconds, which is
Yeah.
why it's proves the point.
Yeah.
Anyway, what
That's
what
how
are we talking
get
about?
your
We're not
questions-
even.
We get your questions to say yes to things that they didn't do.
Oh, okay. So we're torturing. That's
Well,
pretty.
I mean, do you think we're not torturing these questions? I think the burden of proof is on
I
you.
think we might be torturing the listeners, but not the questions.
Okay,
That
I
might
think
be,
the listeners love it. I think the listeners love to see questions treated just this way.
We can't
Okay.
get our hands on the listeners, but we can get our hands on the questions.
we can't.
And
There are
so-
still abstract concepts that we're grappling with, which I admit is like pretty tactile
is
language
stretching
to use.
the metaphor a little
Yeah,
bit.
gee, it
maybe.
is.
We have 2 co-hosts. You've already heard them both. One of them is Caleb. Caleb, you did a presentation at the hors d'oeuvres for hors d'oeuvres for hoarders.
Yes.
And if I have this right, it was called "So You've Decided to Leave Old Cars and RVs on Your Lawn."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that in kind of broad strokes? What was that presentation?
Well, it was just kind of going through basically arming these people with a solid defense to anyone who might ask.
Okay, so you're not trying to discourage the hoarding. It's not like a help.
Well, I think that's in the
No.
title. It's like you've decided to
Okay.
do this.
Yeah, you've decided to
Well,
do
but
it.
I
Now
would
what?
say,
Yeah.
I would say you could take. I mean, I interpret that as, so you've decided to do this. Here's why you might consider reversing that decision,
Right.
or something like that. But it's
You-
good to know you're actually just giving them like best practices.
Oh, not best practices, just a defense of why that is logical, why this
Yeah.
has happened, so that people who come up and say, look what it's doing to our community,
Mm-hmm.
look what it's doing to the real estate value,
Right.
all these different reasons that people might give for why you shouldn't leave an RV
Yeah.
or a car in your front yard. And then you can go, look, I'm trying to, in this economy, I'm trying to support not just my family,
Right.
but my RV family.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I'm
need
trying
them
to-
close.
I need them close. I used to be able to have my house family and my RV family very far from each other.
Yeah,
And
and-
that is sort of preferable.
Yeah.
But now, in this economy, driving back and forth, that's not going to work.
I'm getting killed on the gas.
And guess which one I can move easier? RV
They're
family.
mobile,
Yep.
just
They're
by
mobile.
the very nature of living in an RV.
Yep. And also, it's funny, but my RV family, one of my sons is in a wheelchair in the
Yeah.
RV family.
Uh-huh.
And
That
so
is
he's
funny.
even more mobile. It's not something I bring up
Right.
around him.
Yeah.
But I
So,
do
hold
find
on.
it funny. He's on wheels inside of a home that has wheels.
Gotcha.
So he's like never not on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Yeah. Even when he falls out of his wheelchair, he's
Still on
still
some
on
wheels.
some wheels.
In the RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The that's interesting. I didn't know you were going to kind of take it that way and like talk about it as like as though you have an RV family and a regular family.
Well, sorry, I'm not like this is from a certain point of view.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, it's
I
not
see.
hypothetical. There is a real
Right, that
guy
does
I know
who's doing that.
that this is the case,
Okay.
not me.
Not fully hypothetical.
No, I can't afford an RV.
Gabe, you did a long video on Rumble ranting about how you hate it when people say "you go girl," and maybe it's just the circles I run in, but it doesn't seem to me like people say that much anymore. But it sounded like someone in your life is saying it a lot. It seemed like someone in some kind of authority, maybe, where you couldn't tell them that you found that annoying. But you were being kind of coy about it. I'm not asking you to say exactly who that is.
No,
but,
I mean,
or anything like that right now. But
I guess that it is. It is maybe helpful, but to know the individual that uses a lot. It's my daughter actually says it to me a lot, and I know that she thinks it's. I think she thinks it's funny, kind of. Yeah. She thinks it's kind of cute.
Yeah. What are some of the major situations where that happens?
Oh, it's I'll make her breakfast. I'll make her oatmeal just the right way.
Yeah,
and she'll say, "You go, girl." And at first you kind of chuckle a little bit because it is funny.
Yeah,
she's funny. She has a good sense of humor, but after 5 or 6 times, I do start to feel like she's using it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Now, I've seen your daughter eat oatmeal, and it is with a tenacity that I've never seen anyone eat another food with. So I wonder, is she saying it to you, or is it sort of just to herself?
Like here we, yeah.
I mean, maybe the right thing to say would be, "Here we go, girl."
Here we go, girl. Yeah, that could be. I mean,
but she, with her just being younger, not knowing, and
Right.
just hearing things,
Yeah.
is, "You go, girl."
everything about the situation leads me to believe that she is saying it to me.
Okay.
Usually, she will say, or not usually, but often she does say, "Dada, you go, girl." So it is
Okay.
like that seems to kind of clear that up a little bit.
The referent is obvious. It's you.
It's me, and she's being encouraging, but she
Yeah.
is also calling me a girl at the
Right.
same time.
Kind of.
She will also, when I have done something well, like if I've brushed her hair particularly well or something like that, she will grab my face and squeeze it and say, "Good boy, you're a good boy, Dad. You're a good boy." And she'll kind of do that. And that doesn't
so she
feel
knows
great
you're
either.
a boy.
Yeah,
That's
she's not
interesting.
confused about that. No, she's not confused about
So
that.
she's definitely saying "you go, girl" in a sort of
Absolutely.
demeaning way.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
sort of subvert your authority.
Yeah.
It is interesting because I said someone in authority, and you immediately said your daughter.
Right.
Like you have the hierarchy seems to be flowing uphill.
And that's something we're working on. I'm working on a lot. Pretty much all the time, I am trying to reassert that authority over her, but it is proving difficult. She is.
Have you gotten to move your bedtime later?
Well, I mean,
Or
I
are
feel
you-
like I would have more time to devise plans and strategies for that reassertion of authority over her if I didn't have to go to bed at 6:15.
Let's get to our Spotlightify comments. We have one this week. This one comes from last week's episode. That was episode 94, Radio Play. And Joy says, "Great episode. I've never seen There Will Be Blood, but now I feel like I have. This whole production inspired another question. Just as context, we performed a radio play based on There Will Be Blood. This whole production inspired another question. Would you please do a radio play of Nora Ephron's You've Got Mail? Lots of walking in that movie."
Yes.
And why does the walking, can somebody just refresh us on why the walking matters?
It matters because in a lot of the old radio plays, you're going to hear a lot of footsteps. Clip, clop. That's more of
those
a horse. That's a
Sorry.
horse. But I mean, look, you would hear some horses.
If it was really old,
they're doing a western. You're gonna hear some clip clop.
Yep.
But otherwise, and on the beach, flip
flop. I was waiting for my opportunity to say
I'm
that,
sorry.
and Caleb, you stole it from me.
I was talking.
Really
4 o'clock, TikTok.
quick? I was just thinking about the title of the movie she suggested, and I was just wondering if a doctor ever had the presence of mind after delivering, helping to deliver a boy child to either Tom Hanks or Meg Ryan, and say, "You've got mail."
Yeah,
You've
got mail.
That would be great if Chet Hanks was introduced
Exactly.
that way.
Yeah.
The immediate aftermath
Explains a lot.
Or what's his name? What's the Quaid boy's name? His name is he's current actor Jack
Quaid,
who is Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son.
Yeah.
Maybe
could have
it
said,
happened to him.
Maybe
too.
it did.
"You've got mail," and his name is Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
How old is Jack Quaid though?
I don't know.
That's where, because I think Chet Hanks might clear
within
it.
the range.
Yeah,
I think
so.
I think Jack could be, but I'm not
Maybe,
deep
though.
on Jack Quaid.
Maybe it's the kind of thing where that did happen, and that's actually what inspired the movie.
That's true. Yeah.
Nora Ephron heard that story.
In a sense, not only was Jack Quaid born that day, but the very idea
of You've Got
Mail was, I guess, conceived. So it doesn't really line up.
It's pretty interesting to imagine that being the basis for a movie based on the shop around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if somebody, if a doctor who is sort of an internet savvy early adopter.
Oh yeah, it's Doogie Howser.
Doogie
Howser.
Early adopter.
Came up with
OBGYN. He's
that would be alarming to go in and meet your OBGYN and it's a 14-year-old boy.
I mean, it would be alarming for me to meet my OBGYN.
That was already alarming.
Yeah. Guys, we have a question, and this is what we're going to do with the with Joy's spotlight. If I comment, is we do have a lengthy radio play prepared, but I would like to put that at the end of the episode, just in case it is not good, and
we could just.
People can be a reward for the ride or dies, and not an obstacle to other people who might just want to hear a question answered.
And what would the standard be for not good?
If the question last week hadn't have been sort of about the bulk of the question hadn't have been us doing the radio play, that should have gone at the end.
Okay, I see.
That's kind of the way
we know. Yeah. Okay. So if it's roughly where we were at with the last one.
Yeah, I would say this one. I made some adjustments in approach based on some things that I felt about.
Did you remove
last week's.
even more prominent characters from the story? Or
I think it'll be interesting to find out the direction that it,
I'm excited.
that it took.
I'm hoping there's like a bunch of new characters.
Nude characters?
It wouldn't matter, so yeah.
That's true.
Well,
we didn't actually specify that our radio play was an all-nude production of There Will Be Blood.
I mean, that's what I assumed.
Just didn't.
It's like hair.
Yeah, just didn't really figure in all that much given the format.
Yeah.
I think we should get down to brass tacks and take this week's question. This week's question comes from one of our smaller submitters. This one's from Justin.
My mechanic is a really nice guy, and he knows cars very well. And every once in a while when I drop a car off, if he's busy, he'll just let me take one of his cars to drive back home in. And he So I dropped my car off this morning, and he had mentioned earlier that I could just take his car, but he has a lot of cars. I think he's mentioned before that he has 4 cars. And he said, you can take that, and just kind of threw a scramble of letters and numbers at me, and didn't really mention the car make. And that's kind of all I recognize. It's a Toyota, it's a Ford, it's a BMW. I don't know, I don't know model names at all. So he says, you can take that. I left the keys in it. And he kind of pointed in the direction, but he's got a whole parking lot full of cars, other customers' cars and such. And so I go to the car I think he's pointed me to, and I open it, and there's a key in it. And so I just drove away. And I have, there is a chance that he left the keys in another customer's car, and that I'm just driving away in somebody else's car, which would be extremely embarrassing. So what do you guys think the likelihood is that I'm driving the right car right now? And if I just drove away in the wrong car and he just watched me do that, how do I save face and not be so incredibly embarrassed when I come back to the auto shop later today? Thanks, guys.
The question is, what do we think the likelihood is that Justin has driven off in a car that is not owned by the mechanic, someone else's car, a customer's car? And then, if that has happened, how can he avoid being embarrassed when he comes back? It's a pretty tall order. What are your guys' initial thoughts on whether or not Justin has actually done this? I also want to say right at the beginning that that I identify very much with the way that Justin talks about cars. I frequently cannot even discern, like, on the basis of the logo on a car, what kind of a car that is. I don't know. We recently got into a situation where we had a car following us, and the wouldn't leave us alone. This woman in a car was just following us because we did something right, and and she was following us all around town, and my children showed me a picture of the front of the car that had the insignia of the car right on the front of it, and I couldn't. It was a Toyota, but I couldn't discern that from. So that's the level of car blindness that I have.
Wow.
I can't even tell when something's a Toyota.
What was the right thing that you did?
My wife was driving, and she stopped at a crosswalk, and the woman behind us started honking.
It's because somebody was in the crosswalk.
Because someone was in the crosswalk. There was somebody crossing the street, and the woman behind us started honking and screaming at us, and then just followed us around, and we had to go to the police station. And then she finally peeled off when we drove into the police station.
Like she followed you almost all the way to the police station.
She followed us to the police station and she didn't understand, even as we turned off of the main road to the police station. She followed us on that turn, and then only when we turned into the actual parking lot of the police station did she peel off.
Wow.
And left us. So anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah. And in fact, we tried to lose her by driving through the Rose Hours parking lot, where we saw an ambulance that was involved in a situation that Gabe had been previously.
I wasn't injured or anything. I was just doing my part, just helping out.
Helping guys out.
Just helping dudes
until
out.
the paramedics got there.
What was the right thing that you did?
There was an elderly gentleman leaving Rose Hours with a cart, and he, I guess, his legs just started giving out, and so then there was another guy who was helping him. He didn't know him. He didn't know the old guy, and he was standing behind him, crouching, and the older guy was sitting on his knees. So I really hope that Gary, the old guy whose legs were giving out, is okay.
Yeah.
It seemed that he was in a great deal of distress. And
when we drove past, I looked in, and I would describe his countenance as ashen.
He was, yeah, and it was just a lot of interesting things like he would say, we would ask him, hey, has anything like this ever happened to you before? Because he was just really struggling to stay on his feet, and he was worried about obviously falling on the pavement. And he would say, no, nothing like this has happened to me before. Just get me to my car, and then I can drive home. And we were all like, I don't think that's the move for you.
Buddy,
so,
you're going to the hospital.
Yeah. Thankfully, there was an EMT who was at Rose Hours.
What was in his cart?
What wasn't it? He was just getting corn dogs. Oh, lots of corn dogs. Frozen and hot from the hot bar. So
really? Who's that? Hold on.
So you were like now and later.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Buying all these corn dogs for later is really making me want some right now.
So when you looked into his cart, you saw not only the boxes of frozen corn dogs, but then you also saw. What did you?
So I didn't actually see
it.
So
it was just hot deli food.
It's just,
how would you know it was corn? It was corn dogs.
It's in those little white bags, and you can see the sticks of the corn dogs poking through a little bit. But this was I didn't actually see it.
Foods coming on a stick.
As luck would have it, Ethan, one of our other brothers, was also at Rose Hours getting something at the same time, and so we both helped him out, helped this guy out. And the EMT
Were
showed
you guys
up.
like one was a seat, and then you transfer over to another guy who's a seat, and then that other guy, the first guy, would become another seat.
I missed this part, but I think it was that I think Gabe was doing the major squatting, then Ethan was on his knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Ethan had the other guy squatting on his knee.
Yeah.
And then the other guy was in that guy's lap.
It's just kind of increase the the surface area and distribute the weight a little better. But Ethan at one point was asked by the EMT to go get a piece of equipment out of his truck, like a monitor of some kind, a machine to monitor Gary's vitals, I guess. And Ethan went back and when he grabbed it, came back and handed the machine over to the EMT, and then mentioned to me, just kind of leaned over and said, that EMT's truck is just full of frozen corn dogs. And EMT was working fast because he didn't want him to thaw out. Seems like you're good to go, Gary. Here are your keys.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
Gary, you want to drive home?
Yep.
That's fine.
That's fine. Got some big plans. But I do truly hope that Gary's okay. It was one of those interesting situations where you just when I walked by him initially and saw, I didn't really clock what was happening. I just saw a man sitting on another man's knees in the middle of the parking lot. Crosswalk thing.
He's got his knees up.
So the second man was in a squatting position.
Let's call him not Gary.
Not Gary was in a squatting position. To make
we don't know
chair.
That he wasn't Gary.
That's true.
Not this Gary.
I think his name was John. I think I caught that in the whole thing. But anyway, it was a really odd situation, and the whole time this is happening, my family's waiting in the car, and then I got back to the car, and I was told that my infant daughter had a blowout in the car seat, so we had to go deal with our own emergency after that.
And right before Gabe found that out, I saw Gabe crossing the parking lot, and we were being trailed by a woman. By someone who seemed to us likely to be on drugs, because she was following us without dispassionately. It was like she seemed to have no plan for what she was doing.
Yeah.
She was just following us. It was like, and it was as though she had initially been angered. She had started following us and then forgotten why she was following us and was just following us wherever we went.
It seems crazy because the reason that you would be upset at someone stopping at a crosswalk is that you have somewhere to be.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But doesn't seem like
somewhere
to be.
Yeah. So it seemed a little methy to me.
Yeah.
Like the amphetamine fixation of this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you weren't able to determine what kind of car it was.
It was a Toyota. We figured, but and then
right.
we had the
had to do a reverse.
We called the cops and we gave them her Washington plates. And
if it's Washington, it's probably meth.
Yeah,
probably.
It seems.
I mean, if it's Idaho, it's probably meth.
Well, come on, man.
Okay. Well, but what's she doing in Idaho?
Buying meth.
Surviving.
But my wife has a similar problem where back at our old apartment there was another tenant there that owned a car that was similar to ours. It was another Toyota Corolla, but it was much newer, and it was like a dark blue and ours was like a dark gray. And Morgan would maybe once a week try to get into our car and open the door and realize that it was actually the other person's car. Yeah. And I was like, babe, that's so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. I, give her a hard time about it. And then one time we were getting ready to go somewhere, and then the other tenant comes out and climbs into the back of our car and is like, oh, this isn't my car. And was like, I'm so sorry. I got confused about whose car this was, and then climbed out. And then I was like, why are you climbing in the back of your car?
You were already in the car.
Good. Yeah.
You were already in the car. And then
that's right.
A person was like,
yeah, well, great. Somebody's going to give me a ride in my own car.
I have done that.
I've done that. Oh, like when you're
gotten into someone else's car.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
At Safeway.
Nice.
Yeah. There similar situation to what you're talking about, Gabe. We are dark green Suburban. With a certain amount of glare, you don't really think about the color if they're dark.
Right. Yeah.
And so somebody's black Suburban was parked near ours, and I just in front of the people whose car it was, just trying to get into their car.
Yeah. Yep. It happens.
It doesn't feel very good. I still think about it, and I'm still concerned.
Yeah. I mean, some of these symbols too are like some of these companies are trying to pass themselves off as a different.
They're trying.
Make.
I think they're trying to obfuscate.
You think so?
Yes.
Like which ones?
Some of their. I have the same problem you guys have. I can't tell.
I didn't say I had that problem.
Yeah. I have the same problem that Josh has.
Gabe doesn't have that problem. We have the same problem that Gabe's wife has.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
I guess it is a problem for me in some sense.
Yeah. It's the root cause is the same.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like I feel like there's some symbols that just they're trying to look like there's a lesser brand that's trying to look like a better brand, and they want people to confuse the two.
Yep.
And so that's part of the plot. Now the bigger brands, they're not going to want to do that. So yeah, I mean, I get it though. Like for Justin's thing, this is totally something that would happen to me. The chances are that, I would say it's a real problem for the mechanic if he did leave another customer's keys in their car.
Yes,
that is a problem. So that makes me think if this is a good mechanic that people are going to, which seems true, that he's not leaving.
You don't think that's going to limit? You think that's going to put Justin in a good situation?
It's going to be less
is a responsible person. Yes. What if he's a good mechanic, but his success has made him lazy?
Yeah, then it's likely that he's not keeping the best way to keep tabs on keys. I can understand this is a shortcut.
Yeah.
Just leave the keys in there.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to have a whole big system.
He goes,
for organizing keys.
I've never had anyone steal a car out of my lot previously. So why would this be a problem? I'm going to leave the key in the car.
Right. So yeah, then in that case, maybe then we're talking greater than 50% chance that he's driving just another customer's car. And you hope that he's already done the work on it.
That's what I was going to say. It seems like if you're driving it around for a day, you might discover, unless it's just there for like an oil change or something, you might actually discover why, that it is a customer's car based on that.
That the brakes are out.
This whole thing makes me super uncomfortable, and I wouldn't do it. I actually probably would not get into the situation Justin's in.
Yeah.
Because I would just arrange for rides.
I pretty much always do that.
Because I don't feel comfortable driving another person's car, especially if...
I think that this could be kind of hinting at something that feeds into my point, which is this mechanic has grown all too comfortable with his success. He's just lending his cars out willy-nilly to random clients. And, people who are bringing their cars in with a frequency that they just have an established way of handling what happens when he brings. My cars don't end up in the shop that frequently, where I have to have like a method of handling this that's constant enough that we just understand.
Yeah,
where someone just points and says a bunch of letters.
Yeah, was it the license plate or is it the model?
RAV4.
So RAV4
CRV.
An RX 330.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are like models of cars.
Yeah.
Gabe.
No, I understand. I gotcha. No, I'm
make. There's the make of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a Toyota, could be a Ford, could be a Kia.
A Pentium.
No, that's
a chip.
Gateway.
That's a processor. Those are computers.
Those are
the gateway is the make of the computer, and the Pentium would be the kind of processor,
or like something like an M4, maybe.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah,
like an M4.
I think that's a road in England.
The
highway.
The MI5. That's a movie.
That's Mission Impossible 5. That's Rogue Nation.
And that gets us back to driving in cars.
Driving in
those
cars.
movies have cars.
That's true.
Lots of driving, different kinds of
no
cool
mechanics
cars.
in the movies, though.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point you've brought up, Gabe. Is that so frequently these Mission Impossible teams
leaves us with so many questions.
Yeah, they're using all of this equipment, and there's the gadget guys, and they know all the gadgets, but then we have the cars and mechanical stuff, and like, I know cars are a lot computers now.
Cars are a lot computers.
Cars are a lot computers, but there is still a mechanical component that I don't know if a guy is a computer guy, if he's going to be able to do the car guy stuff. So
it seems unlikely, and it's like, so hold on, is this what you want from us as viewers? You want us to just believe that these cars just work?
They just work?
I guess what we could say is it might be another kind of artistic choice in that the mechanic is inferred.
Just like last week. And I think it does require some suspension of disbelief.
Oh, nice, Gabe.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and I was wondering. I was wondering if this mechanic is inferred. Is that some kind of bear?
Definitely could be. What's funny though is if you don't suspension your disbelief. If you don't suspension your disbelief,
if you don't get the suspension on your disbelief,
you're not going to have a shock.
I had literally never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Not once. But yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I do to prepare when I'm seeing the new Mission Impossible movie is to as I'm driving to the movie theater, I think, okay, the cars are getting regular oil changes and safety checks.
I like to help me suspend my disbelief.
Right.
I'm doing exactly what you do. I'm sitting there thinking, it's had a fluid flush.
Right.
Like 50,000 miles.
It's had all of its milestone, maintenance faithfully carried through,
for that make and model.
Right, exactly.
There's
for whatever the manufacturer
for
recommends.
Different kinds of cars.
Each car has its own special way it can really mess up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think that back to the matter at hand, I would be really surprised. I know it's not a fun answer, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to give you fun answers. I'm here to get down to the truth.
Gabe's job on the podcast.
I'm here to get down to brass tacks. And I don't know if you knew this. I didn't.
Yeah.
That's TACKS.
That's TACKS.
I always just thought it was something
it's like
about...
ends meet.
Yeah, like it's something the British did to us.
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
Ends meet?
I'm trying to make ends meet. Like I want to make enough money that I can have enough meat for the end of the week.
Is that
it's
ends
not
meet.
that. The ends meet. You're trying to make ends meet, as in MEET.
Yeah.
Okay. But for me, I always thought it was MEAT.
I'm trying to
make ends meet.
Okay.
I'm trying to make enough money so I can have meat
Ends
at the
meet.
end of the week.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a specific cut, like ends in pieces.
I
with
haven't
bacon
heard
or
that,
something.
but that could be.
Yeah, the ends.
Ends meet.
So we think it's likely that Justin, I mean, it seems like if we go with Gabe, what Gabe's saying is Justin's okay. He's taking the right car.
I think he's all
this
in the
guy.
clear.
This sort of catch can laissez-faire style mechanic. He's clearly okay with leaving the key in his own car.
Yeah,
that's.
Is he going through and grabbing the keys out of all 4 of these cars?
Yeah.
At the end of the day?
Yeah.
And making sure that they're securely locked away for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Justin? Or what?
Yeah.
Like what is his method? And is it just free cars at the mechanics? Is that where we're at?
Maybe he doesn't care who owns the cars. I mean, if you steal the car, you're still going to need work on it.
Yeah.
It'll
he
be
doesn't
coming
care.
back eventually is what he thinks.
That's right. Even though, I mean, one assumes that he's facing some kind of repercussions if cars are being stolen out of his lot.
Yeah.
Like you have to carry insurance, I think, if you're going to let people leave their cars in your lot. And so then your premiums are going to go. That's just the way I'm thinking about it.
I will say, look, the answers we've had thus far are not fun.
No.
I agree.
There's a lot of
But
logistics.
I think, honestly, partially the some of the fault of this lies with Justin.
Yes.
In that the question is not fun.
The question isn't...
The specific question is the answer.
He was having a lot of fun.
He was.
And I think that was to try to sell it as this fun.
It's good that it's a 2-parter.
Yes.
Because the first part is really, if we were to just answer it, it would just be a number. Yeah. Just be a percentage.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
What are the odds, you know? And so that's why this isn't actually that much fun yet.
Just to do that part.
Just wait.
But the second part, now here's the thing, is I think either way there's a level of embarrassment. If he got it exactly right, and it's the mechanic's car, and it's the one that he specified he would like for Justin to borrow for the day, then Justin walks in there, he can, his hands are clean. I hope he's washing his hands at regular
after he's doing all of his little paintings and things.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows what he's got all over his hands.
Even if you wash your hands, you can still see that stuff on there, depending on the paint you're using.
He can walk out of there and feel good about it if he got it exactly right. He told him to take the Toyota Corolla, the Camry, we're just going. If we're just going to go up.
Yeah, the BMW XL 290.
Yeah, one of those. Wow. Like if that's the one that he said, take this one, then he's all good. But he could still be embarrassed if it's like, hey, Justin, I actually told you to take the Hyundai Accent and you took the Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
That would be pretty embarrassing. So what do we have for Justin in that case? It's my question.
So if Justin has driven off in someone else's car, he's tooling around. He needs a plan of action for when he comes back into the lot. Yeah. He needs some way of making this fun for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He needs to. That would be one option. Create so much fun when you come back in that everybody is more than happy to forgive you. Because
so he's buying balloons.
I was going to say
he's going to be He could be buying some balloons. That's one
on your errands.
Yeah, pick up a balloon. Get a Nerf gun.
These things read as fun, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
They're bright colors. They
get a super soaker.
Kids fight over them.
Oh yeah,
they're fun.
And get some water balloons.
Yeah.
Get a one Nerf gun, one super soaker.
Yeah.
And then Nerf grenades and water balloons.
How do Nerf grenades work? What is that?
What happens with a Nerf grenade?
What happens with
a work grenade?
It's just like a regular grenade, but inside is Nerf.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is it still? It's still actually explosive.
Explosive, really explosive. But shrapnel is not.
Yeah. It's not.
It's just little foam.
It can hurt if it got in your eye.
Right.
Right.
And it does get in your eyes.
Yeah.
But but it's fun. It's colorful.
Yeah.
It's not that drab, dark gunmetal, maybe it's not
or sort of army green, like an
green.
olive green.
Like an olive, they should make grenades.
You notice that they do call it fatigues and drab. It's like olive drab, I think, is one of the...
Yeah.
It's like, what,
don't you guys
make war fun?
Don't you guys want us to love this?
I guess that's what Nerf kind of is. It's like, let's make war fun.
It's a real pivot from, because like they used to wear all these garish colors and everything in war.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity to get brightly colored clothing that you wouldn't really have access to otherwise. But now it's like, it's fatigues.
Yeah.
We're tired.
I guess people don't. A lot of soldiers don't want to be seen.
That actually makes
It's soldiers don't like to be seen
unless they're boarding an airplane.
Or unless they're trying to get like a deeper, closer relationship with their wife.
Yes.
Then they want to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to remove the camouflage from your soul.
Yeah. You've spent so much time not wanting to be seen by the enemy that now when you get home, how are you going to be able to be seen by your wife so that she says something kind to you and you say, that really makes me feel seen.
Yeah.
How are you? But you're spending all of this time just trying to not be seen by the enemy.
Oh,
and you just can't hack it when you get back.
You get back, and
that's the hurt locker.
You don't even know who the enemy is.
Yeah. Now you're in the hurt locker.
Yeah, the Nerf locker.
Oh yeah. So make it fun when you come back. I think that's it. You kind of are distracting from the whole thing. I took the wrong car.
But it was to get balloons.
But look, we've got balloons. Let's have a good time.
Let's have a good time. That's going to be distracting. That's good. Another option I think would be to have a really a cool reason why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you come back, and you can tell everybody actually why I did that on purpose, and this is why. And that could really.
What's the reason?
The reason. The reason is probably something to do with something really hard you were doing, something really difficult that you had to do. And
the car you offered is not going to accomplish what I need.
It can't do it. I had to.
Oh, okay.
I had to jump across a bridge. The bridge was closing. I could just barely see it in the distance. So this car was close enough, and I could get in this car, and that was why I had to do it.
Yeah.
Get all the way over to the other side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yep.
I mean,
actually, here's a video of me doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's cool too, because it actually accomplishes both, where you've protected your pride.
Yes.
And it's something fun.
It is fun.
You bring it back. You show a cool video of you jumping the car that was probably
to be honest,
a problem.
Yeah, this car probably did have a problem. I'm not sure how you got that video because you didn't actually do that. How would you actually do that?
Right.
But that's just the story that you're telling. So I don't know where the video comes from. Video at this point, does it really matter? It's AI, probably.
Yeah.
And I think if you're just kind of doing it really fast,
it's
he'll
first
just be
person.
Like, hang on, what?
It's a first-person video of jumping over.
Yeah.
So it's not like the best angle of all the cool stuff that happened, but you're experiencing it.
Yeah.
I was wondering, too, if maybe Justin could just, if it is a customer's car, he could just say, I just took it. You seem real slammed. I just took it for a test drive. Everything's great.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
another.
Actually, this
one.
one's ready to go.
Yeah. This one's ready to go. And you're like filling out the sheet,
or
like the work order thing. And
or this one really needs help with this new problem.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I took it on a test drive. I was testing to see how well it would drive over some spikes.
I drove it over. We wanted to make sure that it was okay on spikes.
And I thought
guess what?
I thought this was the car that you installed the spike-proof tires on, but I guess it wasn't. Which is still kind of puts you back in that mistake area.
That's not.
You don't want to say that. You want to say you want to come back in and you want to be like, who the hell? Didn't put on spike-proof tires.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I have another way, which is just that when you come back and your mechanic tells you that you screwed up.
Yeah.
That you confess to him that you are car blind and that it's
Yes.
actually a serious problem that you deal with.
Yeah.
And you've gotten into a lot of
true.
bad situations.
Yeah,
because
use the
of your
term.
car blindness.
This is so good. Use the term neurodivergent as many times
Yes.
as you possibly
Yeah.
can. People don't know what that is, but they do understand that they're not supposed to talk about
here's
it
an even
with you.
if you
better
have
thing.
to
Or
dumb
make it
it
sound
down,
bad.
if you have to dumb it down, you can say, "I'm retarded about cars."
Well, yeah, but I was going to suggest maybe
I'm
saying
car-tarded.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was going to suggest that you could say I'm ND, and you keep saying ND over and over and make him ask, what does
Yeah.
that mean? You say neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent.
Kind of like what you don't know, and then it's like, whoa, I'm not going to
Yeah.
ask anything else about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So that's I think a good tactic
Yeah.
to use.
I'm recarded.
Yeah. But then I think that might be a mistake because then the mechanic might think, whoa, well maybe I just give him a different car, a less valuable car back.
Oh, that's
'Cause now he
true.
can't even
He
tell.
won't- he'll get in and he'll just be like, yeah, this is my car, I guess. I don't know. It's the
Yeah.
one.
Maybe what you say is that you have a problem with telling the difference between cars, but you have that has led you to have an amazing sense of smell.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
right.
if
One
you get
sense
in a
diminishes.
car-
Yeah, when one sense diminishes, if you're
Yeah.
car blind, your ability to
smell
hear
cars.
and smell them properly
Yeah.
way
goes
through
way
the roof.
up. Yeah.
So you can tell when you're in a car that doesn't smell like your car.
Right.
And that was what was so confusing.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't tell just by looking at
Yeah.
it that was your car, and you got in and you said, "Smells right,"
Yeah.
and drove away.
That's right. So that is weird. How did somebody else get a car? This is something you want to have a backstory for why their car smells exactly like your car.
Yeah. It's
Because that was easy for you to
mean,
make that mistake.
The more we talk about this, he has gotten himself into such
It's
a
a pickle.
It's really
it's
a
a real pickle.
I mean, maybe this doesn't work for this time, but next time you carry 2 fresheners.
Mm-hmm.
You have one. You don't have to carry 2. Just put one of a freshener in your car.
Yeah.
Okay, and make sure it's kind of distinct smell, not just the regular old
Yeah.
vanilla or new car smell.
Mm-hmm.
What's a good smell? I can't get past this.
Something
We have to
like
think of a good
lavender or like
Yeah.
a coffee smell.
Penang curry.
smell. Oh,
Penang
a curry, like
curry.
a
Very distinctive.
savory
Like
smell.
like a really pungent chili smell.
Like 3-day-old McDonald's trash smell
Yeah.
or something specific to your car. And then you have a second one, and you go when you get in that car, you put it up there too.
Yeah.
So then it just solves that problem.
So you
for
could sort of have this. Yeah, that's good for somebody who's having the trouble that Justin's having here, which is just not being able to identify cars and is living his life this way, is a total mess and just falling apart. Do we trust him to be able to have 2 of these air fresheners with him at all times
It's a risk.
whenever he goes to drop his car
It's a
off?
risk.
Yeah.
It's definitely a risk, but it could be something that I don't know. It's just if you just plan ahead for these things.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't
Yeah.
have a plan, then your plan is to fail.
I'm sorry,
Right.
but I think it is if you are failing to plan, then you're planning to fail.
Yeah.
I've always heard it. If you don't have a plan, then you're going to fail.
But all of these options are easier than just paying a little closer attention when your mechanic is telling you which car to get into.
feeling not like to me there part of what we're also seeing here is that there's a very clear power dynamic where
Sure.
Justin cannot ask his
Yeah.
mechanic to repeat the thing that he said. He has to blindly
He's just willing
Go
to
to
take the risks
Yeah.
involved and not actually
because
subject himself
Yeah,
potentially to embarrassment.
in some ways, maybe Justin views this as like a dog rolling over on his stomach,
Yeah.
bearing his
Yeah.
his like rolling
Chimp
over.
offering an upward facing palm.
So this is the mechanic. The mechanic's saying, "Go get this
Just go
A
get
B C D E F G
Yeah.
1 2 3
go
4
get
5
the
car."
go get the LX290. And Justin goes, okay, and just walks over there and
Yeah.
doesn't go, hold on, what was that car? This is all, most of this is alleviated by that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And,
color?
maybe it would be good to spend some time doing a deep fake video of the mechanic saying the wrong car.
Yeah.
I think that's actually
here's what
probably the best.
I'm learning that if I get into a situation with Josh where I for some reason don't believe something that he's telling me, and his way of refuting that is to show me a video, I should be fairly certain at that point that he is lying to me and trying to deceive me in some way.
Love the deep fake idea because it is using new technology, and I love new technology and how we use it. It's going to require you to get a lot of footage of your mechanic saying all kinds of different things.
Feed it into
You're going to need at least 40 hours of footage of your mechanic.
Right.
To get it right.
That's a whole week of you just filming it.
And it might be worth it, though, to save face.
Just if this kind of thing is going to happen a lot, then it's definitely worth it to put the time in.
It sounds like it's going to keep happening if Justin doesn't just pay a little closer attention, is all.
Yeah, I mean, you could, honestly, if you're recording your mechanic so much, you might be able to just go back on the video and find out which exact car he said.
Thanks so much for listening to Advanced Answering Techniques. If you'd like us to treat your questions this way, take them down to the basement, put them in the special room.
I'm still not a fan of that as a paradigm. I don't think it's inaccurate.
Patrick Stewart is there.
Yeah. I mean, that's good for
don't you like to be Mel Gibson?
Curiosity Speary.
I think we're the Patrick Stewart.
You could be more of a... What's that?
I think we're Patrick Stewart.
But I'm saying when we say the we say the metaphor, Gabe, if you're paying attention, we're saying that you're your question is that.
Your question is Mel Gibson.
The listeners have an opportunity to make their questions Mel Gibson.
Don't you think that's nice? Yeah. Don't you think that's actually nice of us to say?
I think we'll get the most submissions we've ever seen this week.
He's the hero of the story.
Yeah.
And he doesn't die.
Send those questions to advancedansweringtechniques@gmail.com. We're looking for a question that's about a minute in length or some kind of audio file. Send them along. Justin's this week was 2 minutes. I like to point it out because that's not the length that we say. But actually, I also want people to just, it's fine. It doesn't really matter.
2 minutes. He had two questions in there, though, which that's kind of cheating.
It is kind of cheating. We don't like it, but we also are fine with it. And we don't want anyone, we're running thin on questions right now.
Okay.
So it'd be good if more people, so I don't want to make people feel self-conscious about
we don't like it, but there are no consequences.
Well, the consequences.
And we actually do kind of grudgingly admit that we kind of do like it.
Yeah.
We do like it, and there are no consequences.
So send us reasonable length questions.
Yeah.
Guys, right here at the end, do we want to do a radio play?
Let's just crack right into
I
it,
love
eh?
it.
We're going to do a radio play. This radio play is based on Joy's question, which was about You've Got Mail.
I got to say, at the top it says second attempt. So I think this one will be a little more polished maybe than not that I felt the last one was not polished.
Yeah, what are you saying, Gabe?
No, I just mean
Josh's work?
You might expect, a
I did have to make some
level.
changes. I did have to make some changes. I went in a certain direction that I realized at a certain point was maybe a little too faithful and earnest.
Did you anything misspelled? Did you?
Me? No. I got it all right first time.
Nice.
Except I spelled there's the compels with two L's.
Oh,
that's just one L.
I usually spell that one cornpel because the R and N look so much like an M.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. It's something I've gotten over with time.
Yeah.
So you'll spell it with the right amount of L's, but the wrong amount of R's
That's right.
and N's.
That's right.
Okay.
Welcome to the Advanced Answering Techniques production of You've Got Mail. Shopgirl and NY152 are just a couple of screen names of two people who are trying to cheat with each other. They're in long-term relationships that exist outside the bounds of marriage, but that's not enough fornication for them. They simply must have more. Their appetite for sin cannot be sated. They love sending emails to each other. They love typing the emails. They love reading them. They love the sounds of modems and low-quality WAV files. You've got mail. They're filled to the brim with the filth of sin, and now they're splashing in it. However, in real life, in meat space, they are mortal enemies. Joe Fox owns Fox Books, and Kelly owns a small children's bookstore. Joe is opening up a new huge bookstore and is trying to put Kathleen out of business. But they don't know that because they're just writing emails to each other using fake names or screen names. We joined Shopgirl as she writes another of these email letters to an NY152.
I went to Starbucks this morning.
Sorry, that should be Gabe. Gabe
okay,
is
Gabe.
Oh, I'm Kath.
Yeah, I definitely made Gabe the woman.
Okay. The real opposite of God move.
It's
there.
not that I wanted to be the woman. That's not
Yeah,
why
it
I
seems
started.
like you might have wanted. You
was
jumped
just
on it.
trying to
You're being helpful.
make us keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, sure,
So
Caleb. Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be a woman.
It was kind of a game of gender chicken.
Yeah.
And
I failed, but it's because I wanted this. I just wanted the
you want it to
momentum.
work. I love it.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
I was just still working through the actual just reading part
Yeah.
of it. So that's why I took a little bit.
Yeah.
I went to Starbucks this morning. More like Star Sucks. That place is for idiots. Big chain stores are aptly named because they chain us up and make us their slaves. Sorry I'm being so rude about a multinational corporation, but I'm a business person who's having business problems. Someone is trying to, metaphorically, drown my business in a bathtub. I don't know what to do. Writing these notes to you and reading your responses is now the only way I have to relax or experience meaning of any kind. I'm so glad I met you in that chat room, about the Oklahoma City bombing and NY152. Sincerely, Shopgirl.
Shopgirl. I don't like Star Sucks, as you call it, LOL, either. But my thing is that it gives me significant intestinal distress. For me, if I have Star Sucks, wink, it's just a countdown to destroying a public bathroom. Just today, I drank a grande latte and subbed out milk and added in heavy whipping cream. With 10 pumps of hazelnut syrup and 6 shots of espresso. I drank it in under 3 minutes and then just decided I better walk home and maybe get ahead of things. And I made it home in time, but just barely. And if I'm being honest, I didn't really make it home in time. I was at the door, and I fumbled my keys, and things just started happening. But it was not that big of a deal. Because I was at home, so I could just... so I could just throw those clothes away, sealed in a black trash bag. And take a shower. And then tell the super of my building that a homeless guy must have got in and done something unspeakable right at my front door. I'm a very successful businessman, so I'd love to help you with your business troubles. Here's my advice. If someone is trying to put you out of business then you have to fight. Show no mercy. If someone is drowning you in a bathtub, you have to kick, scratch, claw out their eyes. Total war is your only hope. Think Timothy McVeigh, as I know you do. Speaking of bathtub, I better finish doing a little cleanup. I think I need a second shower. Fondly, NY152.
Na, 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 na. That very night, Kathleen and Joe find themselves at the same Christmas party, completely unaware that they love sending emails to each other. Joe is knocking relentlessly at the bathroom door.
I wouldn't be knocking if it weren't an emergency. Please, for God's sake, hurry!
Relax. Oh my gosh. It's you, Joe Fox. Where's my knife?
Shing.
You're that shop girl that I'm about to run out of business. Put the knife away.
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and cut my head off. I can always crawl around without it. Hey, careful with that. You're not going to stab me.
Oh?
Ah! You stabbed me in the arm.
Tell me again about what I will and will not do. I dare you.
Okay, fine. Don't stab me again. My leg!
What did I just say?
Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking. Please, stop stabbing me.
Stop building your store.
What? You're nuts. I couldn't stop it if I wanted to. Progress is a machine.
So there's nothing you can do? I guess that means you don't matter.
I'm getting lightheaded. Don't kill me.
Haven't you heard? You can't do anything. You're a ghost. You're already dead. This is pointless. I'm going to have me some crab dip.
Good luck with that. That's why I was headed to the bathroom. I ate all the crab dip, and I ate all the caviar, too.
That caviar was a garnish.
Well, now that caviar is a barrage of heat-seeking missiles screaming through my large intestine.
That's the sound of Joe running to the bathroom. That's good. I guess the Lord must be in New York City. Back online, shop girl at NY152, still awash in the bliss of ignorance, decide that they have to meet in real life. They set a date. They choose a place. Kathleen shows up first. She's sitting there in the cafe with a Jane Austen book and a single rose. Then Joe arrives. He stands outside, nerving himself up.
She has to be a dog. Why am I doing this? I'm going to take one peek. She'll be the one with the rose and the copy of Pride and Prejudice. Maybe she's less pug and more cocker spaniel. I guess in my mind, cocker spaniels are the more attractive dogs. I don't know. Okay, looking through the window. Now, holy crow, Rose, Jane Austen book. It's that horrible Kathleen Kelly. She's the shop girl. This is retarded. On one hand, she stabbed me. Twice. On the other, she writes great emails and hangs out in important chat rooms about the Oklahoma City bombing. But what if things could work between us? What if there's really a spark?
No, not you. Leave. The power of Christ compels you.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere.
The power of Christ compels you.
Where's your knife?
Shing.
I'm waiting for someone. Not you.
You know, I've read that book.
Great. I'm sure you really got it. The person I'm waiting for understands that book and understands me. I'm the kind of person who loves three things: children's books, the romance of Regency-era novels, and being in a relationship based on fornication.
See? We have stuff in common. I also have a sinful relationship in my life. And I don't think you really get what that book's about.
Why not?
Because it's about understanding a person beyond just first impressions. It's about overcoming the prejudice of initial appearances. And you won't give me a shot.
The only shot I'd ever give you is from the biggest gun the Army could ever have.
You almost got me, but I'm quick. Watch this.
Joe jumped and did a little flip backwards.
Now I'm up on the counter. Come get me.
Wow. You're very acrobatic and lithe.
Kathleen lunged again with the knife. Joe jumped up and grabbed an exposed beam and swung from exposed beam to exposed beam like an ape.
Ha ha! You like the sinuous movements of my well-formed limbs? Put the knife down.
Joe went onto the ceiling, and he could stick to the ceiling like Spider-Man. He could walk around on the ceiling. He could walk around on the ceiling like it's the floor. He does it real nonchalant and then looks at his watch like it's no big deal. Then he could just walk around on the ceiling. Kathleen is loving how funny and cool it is.
You know, I will put away my knife. We're having fun.
Joe got down to the floor. Whoomp.
Even though I own this bloated Walmart for books and I love crushing smaller businesses, and even though I believe that traditional sexual ethics are excrement, I think we could get along. Check this out.
Joe takes off his shirt and makes a muscle with one arm and points at one of his nipples with the other.
You have an amazing body, but I really like this guy on email. So now I am really being pulled between 3 different ways of being a fornicator. Because I also have my first sinful relationship with Greg Kinnear. I can't be with you because I love this email guy.
That frigging sucks. And you don't even totally know why.
Why?
I can't tell you. And all this jumping around means that I need to have something of a bathroom break.
While Joe scampered to the cafe's bathroom, he was thinking about this whole situation, how this whole situation freaking sucked because he was the email guy too, but he couldn't tell Kathleen or she'd know he was tricking her and she'd be even more mad. That night, someone bombed Kathleen Kelly's shop. It was an arsonist that Joe Fox hired 2 months ago and then forgot about. The arsonist was a Hispanic guy that Joe found out about from a Chinaman. But even though her shop blew up and caught on fire, Kathleen didn't stay mad for long because of 3 things. 1, she got a bunch of insurance money. 2, her partner in fornication also died in the explosion. I forgot to say that. So that the Greg Kinnear character was dead. 3, NY152 wanted to meet her in person and probably begin a sinful relationship with her, contrary to God's law. However, she was so blind to the folly of sexual sin that seemed fine to her. She basically had a thick callus on her soul that made it hard for her to feel the flames of hell and the shame of sin. Before Kathleen met NY152, she went out with Joe. They were eating sushi outside.
Oi! I don't know about this unagi. Seems a little off. My stomach is getting a little bathroomy.
When isn't your stomach like that?
It would be foolish to deny it. So you're going to meet this guy and can't wait?
I'm eagerly expecting it. I don't see a reason to put it off. It's more that I'm ready to close the loop.
Where are you meeting him?
At the public toilets right by the Queensboro Bridge.
Smart man. Well, you better be going.
You think I should go?
Yeah, I do.
Kathleen felt sad because she wanted Joe to put up a fight. Instead, he just watched her walk away. But she walked to the Queensboro Bridge. She stood there looking out at the East River. And then all of a sudden, people started pointing up at the top of the bridge. Someone was walking down from way up there, walking down the huge truss. She watched as the figure got closer and closer. The figure ran down and jumped onto the public bathroom building, and I guess he could climb down it like Spider-Man. His head was pointed down, and his hands and feet could stick to the bricks. And he crawled down the side of the public bathrooms. He ripped off his shirt and pointed to his own nipple.
It's you, Joe Fox.
Joe jumped down and took Kathleen in his arms.
It's me.
I wanted it to be you.
A few years later, Joe and Kath helped fly planes into the Twin Towers because they'd been radicalized by learning about Timothy McVeigh. The sin of fornication had so warped their souls that they couldn't tell it was a bad idea to commit an atrocity. They went to hell. I guess the Lord must be in New York City. The end.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really good. And, yeah, very faithful.
Pretty...
to the...
Yeah, I think it has the
material.
main beats
Yeah.
of the original.
The one thing I would say is the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to infer
Speaking
it.
of Spider-Man, there is a spider right there in your hand.
Oh, it's
Goodness,
big and
look at
white.
this nice
and
spider.
We have
appears to have heft.
conjured a spider.
Oh, he's going away.
Here, you can kill that spider.
Kill that spider,
You want
man.
me to kill it?
Yeah, it's
It's inside.
it should be.
It
killed.
counts as dead meat.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably throw this thing on the grill, feed a family with that thing. It's huge.
Oh,
Massive.
No, he's getting away.
Now we get to watch Caleb murder a spider.
I put a piece of paper down and slapped it.
Yep. That spider
It's
got
the only safe way to do it.
slapping of a
Yeah.
lifetime.
Anyway, that was hard for me to infer from the movie, the Spider-Man stuff.
It's New York.
I was Yes, that's true.
It's New York City.
Spider-Man does not appear in the movie. Therefore,
you think we're watching the movie of Spider-Man, and there's only one. Like, basically, this is. Think about how it happens. They're leading tours of people through a place where they're just radioactive spiders, basically allowed to just do whatever they want, go free, and I guess, and then, so you're saying that the only person that ever happened to was Peter Parker.
You're right.
And also, have you seen Spider-Verse?
Have to be that way. Spider-Verse definitely changes all that. You could definitely.
This could be the universe where
Tom Hanks is Spider-Man.
Tom Hanks is Spider-Man. I was thinking he would be more like a Batman because he's so rich.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out here is
I could infer.
Yeah. I guess one thing that I'm trying to figure out here is you're saying that you sort of bumped on that.
I bumped on that.
It like took you out of it
a little bit. That was the only thing, though.
Yeah.
All the other stuff.
I think I can understand. Yeah. It didn't just feel kind of fun.
I thought liked it was fun. I will say, after having a few minutes to think about it, one of the things I bumped on was that Joe seemed pretty quick to just forget that Kathleen had stabbed him multiple times in the early courtship section of it. That seemed kind of, and there, I don't know, it was kind of just, that seemed less believable. Honestly, the Spider-Man stuff I bought whole cloth, no problem.
Well, I would say it makes sense to me because of the kind of man that businessman has to be. He is
thick-skinned, tough guy.
Yeah, he loves a hard to get, you know, and that's pretty hard to get. Playing hard to get is, sometimes you just think of it as I'm ignoring your texts or your phone calls or things like that. But being physically stabbed by someone, pretty hard to get.
I mean, if you are pursuing a girl and she's stabbing you, I think most people would just interpret that as, oh, I don't think she's interested.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is that's the thrill of the.
That's why he's special, right?
That is one thing that makes him special. Also, that's just kind of a truth in the relationships between men and women.
Yeah,
I think. Is that women say no when they mean yes, and they.
And it's even more emphatic. Even more emphatic
when they're
if it's being
when they're
stabbed.
actually stabbing you.
Yeah. It's tricky. Women are tricky like that.
Bye.
Adieu.